Time now for the Town Talker with Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson. Reverend Jackson is founding pastor of the Church of What's Happening Now, located in Plainfield, New Jersey. And now, the Town Talker, Reverend Zechariah Jackson.
Always good. Always good coming to you. This is the Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now, Town Talker Talk Show. I tell you, we have a lot to talk about today. You know, so many things going on in the bad weather and stuff. And you know, they say it's going to rain all the way up to Saturday. I have Chairman Hatcher, People Organization for Progress here in Plainfield. But before we go to the issues that we're going to talk about today, I want to go to a CNN clip, if we can, and just basically talk about a little boy that got lost in a balloon. So once this thing boot up and everything, I'm trying to boot it up now, and little 6-year-old boy is floating over northeastern Colorado in a homemade balloon that he climbed into. You know what I mean? And authorities are wondering how they're going to capture him and everything and stuff. I mean, this balloon, you look at the computer, Steve, this balloon is flying like an airplane, you know, but he's in the balloon, you know what I mean? So they're trying their best to catch up with him. I got 1 minute 46 seconds on it. And, you know, so it's something, you know, to see this right here. And I just pray that, you know, that they capture the balloon. The bizarre scene played out in a live on television prompt fears that the flying saucer-shaped balloon would crash. You know, and I think I got a call in coming in. Yeah, well, okay. Which with the young. What
direction is this guy going?
See, they're trying to figure out what direction the guy going. They don't know what's going on, but inside the balloon is a little boy.
6-year-old child.
6-year-old child.
Jesus
you know what I mean?
Christ.
Inside.
You're 68 or he is.
You know, and he's flying. I mean, this balloon is going. He climbed into the balloon, and you know, it just, I guess, you know, kids, it just took off, and it's going all over northern Colorado. I mean, this thing is going. I mean, you know what I mean? It's like a little airplane, man. Look at it, it's going, and I'm sure the helicopters is behind it. I still wonder how are they going to bring this thing down? You know. What are they going to do to bring this thing in? I mean, you know, look at this thing. It's just flying. It looked like a flying saucer.
Yeah, it does.
But then it stopped and everything. So we just hope that everything turned out okay. Maybe it came to a safe landing or whatever. But the balloon was just floating over northern Colorado. Colorado Army National Guard was preparing to launch an 08 558 kilowatt helicopter to help in the response effort. You know what I mean? To bring the balloon down. So we have to, you know, I have to come back to you later on. I thought I was going to have a call in from Chicago. I don't know. I guess not. There's no call coming in from Chicago at all. Yeah. So that's where we at and everything. I got my co-anchor here today. You know, and introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, good evening, good afternoon, rather. This is Melda Denise Clark. I hope everyone's doing well. We're waiting and expecting a call from Chicago so that we can continue our discussion on polygamy.
Wow. Yes, on the fact of polygamy and things, and you know,
I've heard your show.
So I don't know. Maybe they got tired up there. You know, maybe they got tired because they normally on point on with this polygamy thing. You know, but you know what? I was just wondering today, and just to bring some light to relationship and marriage, and do the woman have that authentic role? I was brought a can of beans here today, and I also brought pot and pan.
All right.
And I brought some also. I brought carrots with me, and I brought also pancake mix.
Okay.
And I brought this here today just to illustrate. And years ago, women were so up on this right here in terms of cooking the pancake and everything, you see, and the carrots and stuff and everything else that would come with pot and pan. You understand me? Now today, today, and I'm not being a bigot to anybody, but is this taught anymore in the households of our young women, or even some of our mid-aged women that just don't know their way around the kitchen? And should it be expected, you understand, that they do know their way around the kitchen? Maybe you can help us, Elder Denise, with this here.
Well, from a woman's perspective, of course, I think that it's important that women as well as men today should know how to cook.
Yeah, right.
Times have changed today, where the woman is out of the household just as much as the man today working. So whoever gets home first can start up the food. But in terms of, how food is done, I'm sure that the man really counts on the woman knowing how. And today, I must say that the teachers, we don't have teachers set before us, and teaching starts in the home. And I think that today, many mothers are just too busy to really teach their young daughters. But we do have some pioneers that's still alive, and they're still teaching, and we thank God for them.
But if I can go back to some conversations in the early 70s, and I remember sometime my mother friends would come by or whatever, they would be talking, and that was a part of the conversation. You understand me? That Ruth, I'm going to put Tabasco sauce in this meal, or I'm going to put parsley, or whatever, and that was part of the conversation and today. But today we find that that's not a part of the conversation anymore. Is they are lost in the fact that our women today don't seem to be culturally bred into the actual a pancake type syndrome, if you will, and I think that speaking as a man, that we miss that. You understand me? Men talk about this, that we miss that right there. And I was hoping Napoleon would call in from Chicago, because he could, as a man that's married to more than 3 women, I was wondering, did he get 1 meal? You understand?
Well, Reverend Napoleon seems to be a man who is basically, like, he probably goes for himself. I don't know if he depends on his wives to cook, but like I said, I think that every young girl and women today should not forget culture.
But is it taught now? You in the church. I'm more in outside. I don't like to use the street ministry, but I'm in the field.
Right.
And being in the church and deeply rooted, and I know the many women friends you have, I'm sure young daughters, you have daughters yourself, I believe.
Yes.
And is this part of the conversation that you guys talk about? Do you ever have a conversation about how to cook that roast beef or whatever, and how to make that cornbread?
Yes, we do. And the reason why is because we have cooks, we have business owners in our church. Bishop Jessica Walker, she's a woman who has her own catering business, and she bakes and she cooks. And of course, a lot of them don't want to tell their secrets, because everybody has a little special addition of what they put into their
I'm not talking
meals.
about the actual secret,
Right.
Denise. I'm talking about the fact of the matter that is this a part of the culture anymore, that so many women that men like myself have come in contact with, that do not seem to know their way around the kitchen.
I think that in church, yes, they do. Those women can cook. And
Well,
I
you're
wasn't
talking
born
women,
and bred
okay.
in church, so
Right.
therefore, me coming from the outside
Sure.
and things like that, the way that they cook, I learned because I sat in on the conversations, and once I tasted the food, I was like, this is great, and I would ask questions, and then they would begin to tell
But are the
you.
young women today
Are the young women
asking,
interested to know?
Yes, are they asking
No.
these questions?
No, they're not.
Okay, that's the
They're
point,
not
because if
asking
we're
the
going to pass the
questions.
torch,
Right.
see, we're about passing the
Right.
torch.
That's right.
So if the young women are not asking the questions on cooking,
Right.
you understand me, then who is to do the cooking in the house as the take a woman mainly nest in a house. A man